I was just wrapping up a couple of weeks working away from home in Trout Lake, Washington, and I was heading over to a car show via the Klickitat River Canyon in this area. And I was going to go through Goldendale, then down to Maryhill Museum where the car show was. Over here there is a Stonehenge replica, and another mile east is the oldest concrete road in Washington, built by Sam Hill, who also built Maryhill Museum, a big proponent experimenter in concrete. I returned up the grade to Goldendale and then went up Highway 97 past Brooks Memorial State Park, and you can see forest land in here, and then it turns to desert the rest of the way until you get to Toppenish. And then from Toppenish I headed to Yakima, where the sky was getting too dark and I shut off the camera. But I continued driving across Highway 82 up the Monastash Ridge to Ellensburg and got on I-90, then continued on I-90 to Seattle over Snoqualmie Pass and to Seattle, where I headed north in the new Seattle Tunnel. And just before I exited the north end of the tunnel, my engine oil light came on. And shortly after that, the engine seized. I had turned off onto the north exit from the tunnel and had just enough momentum to make it out of the tunnel into a parking area where the Department of Transportation pushes stalled vehicles. The tow truck got me from there. And now to our story, the drive home. We are leaving Maryhill Museum, the car show. Did not see any peacocks, but they do have peacocks here. So there is the museum. That is the Columbia River down below to the right. We'll get here another time with Kelly. And now we are going to depart the Maryhill Museum grounds and get back on the Washington Highway that parallels the Columbia River. This is the hill going up from the museum to the highway. It's a 2-lane highway. So we're just going to drive along this here. There will be a large parking lot to the right where trucks turn out, and you either go straight along the Washington Highway paralleling the Columbia River, or you turn left onto 97 and head up to Goldendale and Toppenish, Yakima. That's our turn now. This is the Goldendale grade. This is the traffic merging from either 97 coming up through Oregon, or turning north from the Columbia Highway. You can see all the windmills. There's hundreds of windmills around, and they are huge. To the right, that is where the oldest road built by Sam Hill is. It's either Washington State or the entire United States, but it was one of the very first concrete roads built. See the windmills? Okay, to the right you can see the grade cut of the road coming up, and this house coming up here to the right is the upper merge from the road right there. It is a private road there though. So now we are heading north on 97, and we will be driving by the town of Goldendale soon. Goldendale has a unique state park in all of the country. It is the largest telescope available for public viewing. You have to get there at night, and I believe they usually want you to make reservations, but you can go in there and take turns looking through one of two telescopes. So it's very well worth looking into a trip to the Goldendale Observatory State Park. So coming up here in a minute, I am going to pull over and switch the camera from regular mode into time-lapse mode, taking a picture every half second in 4K. It's a long second, I guess. Coming up here soon. But that's Goldendale on the left. The right turn here is the Bickleton Highway, which is one of the prettier drives. Lots of oak trees along that road. Okay, our second is up. Okay, now I am in 4K time-lapse mode. So we're going to be driving north here along 97, and we will be going past Brooks Memorial State Park. I have never stayed there. It doesn't look very inviting. It's kind of on a hill, but there are supposed to be some real nice hiking trails throughout the park, and it's in forest land, so it could be worth a trip there. But we are cruising along here pretty well. It's got a few hills along the way, and before too long, we are in forest land right now, but it is going to change to rolling grassland hills and desert. You can kind of see the trees thinning out now. It's becoming more grassland and scrub. But it's a beautiful drive. Lots of pretty scenery along this route. We are now in the area where there was a good-sized forest fire some years back, so a lot of the trees are dead and turning silver with weather. You can't see it very well from this camera angle in speed, but now you see we're getting into more grassland and less trees. That truck that just passed was in a big hurry. I'm doing about 65, 67 in a 60, and people are still going past me like crazy. It's not a high traffic road, but there you see we're mostly in the grassland, wheat. But it was a very pretty day for a drive. There's about 2 hours to go now before my engine seizes up on me. I'm coming up on the turn in Toppenish. Not quite too Toppenish, but we are not going to hit 82. We're going to take the side road here. It's a 4-lane road all the way into Yakima. I meant to get to 82, but this is a 50-mile-an-hour road, so I was happy with it. You can see the sun is getting down pretty low. I'll be turning off the camera here when I get into Yakima. It's all farmland along here. At the end of our drive along this road is a detour that does get us onto I-82 in a roundabout fashion, and we get on 82 for just a little bit and then pull off into Yakima to get gas. Here is the detour. Now we're on the I-82. We're going to take the next exit. And I pull over up here and consult my Google Maps, trying to find a Safeway with a gas station. So I'm going to take a right, park. There's some RVs parked in the lot across the way. And here is the fateful tunnel drive. We are about 1 minute from the engine seizing up on me. This isn't that actual footage. I'm just using this footage from another video to show you the tunnel and where it happened. And we are in the uphill half of the tunnel now. So right about here is where my oil light came on. I took that exit. Right there is where I heard the engine squeak, and that was the end of it. So you can see on the map here again that we started out at Trout Lake, went to Goldendale, down to Mary Hill Museum for the afternoon, then headed on home. And this is the map in the tunnel where I lost oil pressure, where the tunnel entrance is, where the engine seized, and where I coasted to. That is the truck camper with the hood up and a dead engine. I was very lucky to have that turnout. And there's the tow truck. Mitch's truck is gonna take the camper, and there he's got loaded on his truck. Thank you, Mitch. And I somehow missed videoing the truck camper. The camera wasn't running. Okay, got it home. The tow truck driver pulled my truck out from under the camper. Let me back up so I can see what I'm talking about. And then Mitch graciously came up with his F-250 and put my camper on his truck. He's set up for exactly the same camper, an S&S 9.5. And so Mitch dropped it off here at the house. The tow truck driver got my truck up in the driveway. And tomorrow I will begin surgery on the truck to figure out what's going on. All right. Stay tuned for details as they unfold. All right, the unknown mechanic and I have finished the installation, and we are just about to start the engine. So the unknown mechanic is going to hold the camera, and I shall go turn the key.
And I hear the fuel pump relay going.
I had hosed out the radiator, and Dave got sprayed with all the sand that had been broken loose from it.
Is that the fast tire? How much tire? 3/4. I wouldn't doubt if they didn't put a high volume pump in this. Well, it sounds really good. But everything's looking good. Boy, that is the smoothest fresh engine startup I've ever seen.
Thanks for watching my videos. I hope you found something interesting and useful. Please do click the like button. For notification of future video content, you are invited to subscribe. And we will see you on the next video.